Hello and welcome back to my channel, She Sews Happiness. I'm Mary Ellen and this is basically just me sharing all of my sewing related news with you. News and purchases, because really it's more about the purchases and the makes than it is anything newsworthy. So just for context, it's Thursday evening. I have survived my first week back at work following my maternity leave. I'm a little bit tired. Dinner's cooking. I don't even know what time it is. I've lost track. It's after 8 o'clock already, so late dinner tonight. But that's fine because my weekend has started and things just go off kilter at the weekends, right? So I came upstairs just while it's cooking to do a quick couple of croy cut projects, and then I thought, actually, what am I doing? Let's just catch up and I can share with you guys what I bought when I was at the Quilt Fayre at the weekend. So the Quilt Fayre is an annual show, not quite on the scale of any of the large ones that you have in England, let alone anywhere else you might be watching this video from, but nevertheless in Northern Ireland, even though we do things on such a smaller scale, it was actually worth going. I wasn't at all convinced that it was worth going to because quilting I have zero interest in. I don't particularly enjoy the look, especially of quilted garments. I mean, I'm never going to be a quilter, but I don't even like quilted garments. So I was kind of in two minds as to whether or not to even go, but a good friend of mine was going, so I decided to go along with her. And I took Henry, of course, because where I go, Henry goes, apart from work. He has done amazingly in nursery, and I went today and they were just like, he is the perfect little boy. Napped when he was supposed to, fed when he was supposed to, played really nicely with the other children, is just genuinely good fun and pleasant, eats a lot, but that's okay. And yeah, just he's doing really, really well, so that makes it much easier for me to go back to work and to get stuck in at what I'm supposed to do. So what was my point? Yes, where I go, Henry goes, except to the workplace. Anyhow, this will be a quick video because dinner, as I say, is cooking and I'm really, really hungry, and yeah. So as I said, I'm not really into quilting, so I wasn't really all that convinced that it was the right place for me to go. I thought I'd come home empty-handed, to be perfectly honest, and I was really going for the tea and cake more than anything else, but turns out it was so worth going for one reason only, and that was for the stitch fabrics. So I followed stitch fabrics for a long time, you know, last couple of years since I started sewing. So I knew that it would be worthwhile visiting them, if nothing else. And I'll be honest, I had to show remarkable restraint because I could easily have come away with a minimum of 20 fabrics. But I've come back with 4, and it was difficult to do just that. So let me just share with you what I got. So I'm going to save the best to last, I think. The first thing I saw was this beautiful orange plaid, tartan, check, whatever we want to call it. So it's a cotton and it's such a gorgeous, gorgeous quality. But when I looked at the roll, I was kind of like, there's not an awful lot on there. Would there be enough to make a dress? Not a hope. I asked the guys there if they had any others, you know, any other rolls of this. There were none, but they did say if I sent a message, they might be able to check the warehouse. There might be some there. So I decided to take whatever there was, and there's just over a meter here, and I'm planning to make a beautiful little shirt for Henry, and hopefully I can get more and make a dress. So I just haven't had the time to get in touch to find out whether there is some or not, but I'll do that now that my working week is through. So yeah, absolutely loved it, and I picked it up anyhow. The show prices were incredible as well. So I mean, this was supposed to be £12 a metre, but when I was purchasing my other fabrics, they just gave it to me for like £5. So total bargain. One of the other things I picked up, and again, like seriously good prices, this was £8 per metre. This is an X Ted Baker dead stock fabric, and it is double-sided. So you have this leather side here, and then you have a suedette side on the reverse, and you could use it either way. You could use it for both. I don't remember whether I got 2 meters or 3 meters of this, but I bought some. And whether I make just a beautiful circle skirt, which I think would be gorgeous, or I make a jacket from that, is anyone's guess right now. But the quality of it was exceptional. It is so beautiful, so soft to touch, and I'm all about the tactile fabrics these days, and I think that's Henry's fault. So if I can find it, there's a little video of him, and he's literally going down the stitch stall, and he's literally stroking all of the fabrics, and the guys were having a great time with him. They were happy enough if I was going to leave him there with them while I did my shopping and stuff. They were great. He just, and you know the thing is, he knows the difference between a good fabric and a bad fabric, because he was literally stroking the silks and giving them so much attention in comparison to the others. And I was like, okay, so my kid has the same taste I have, expensive. But yeah, it was really cute and really funny. The next fabric then that I have here, I loved and thought I would pick it up to make like a Christmas or a New Year's outfit. This is the reverse, so let me just find the other side. I hate unraveling everything because then I have to, you know, fold them all back up again, and I tend not to do that until the next day. But here we have the right side of the fabric. Again, this was £8 per metre, and again I think this one might have been Ted Baker as well. I can't remember because there was quite a lot of X dead stock fabrics, but it's perfect party wear, isn't it? But my favourite one was one of the silks that actually Henry found for me, and it's this beautiful black floral fabric here, and I love the texture of it. There's just such a beautiful, almost like hammered texture, all these tiny little dots you can see with the weave as well, but the colours so beautifully vibrant. So yeah, it was about, I think it was £25 per metre for the silk, but I absolutely loved it. It's got such a beautiful romantic feel, and it's probably just going to go into my stash for now until I find the perfect pattern that I'm really happy with. But yeah, I loved it. That's just my style of fabric. And I love the yellow roses. I've always been a big fan of yellow roses. So apart from my lovely fabrics, which is where I spent most of my time and most of my budget, I did buy a couple of smaller projects as well. So the first project I got was this little kit. It's a Christmas kit, and I will just take it out so I can show you the pattern. It's called Country Folk, and I'd never heard of them before. Apparently they don't have a website, they don't have a physical store, they literally only come to shows and sell their goods there. So yeah, there was a few things I would have liked to have picked up, but realistically I know I'm not going to have time to make so many things. So I picked up this little garland, and I'm going to make that for Henry to put in the nursery for Christmas. And the other thing I got then were some supplies, vinyl and sticks, and a pattern. So I got this Hold Everything pattern to make a project case for my cross stitch projects. and yeah, it's not as big as what I would have liked, but it'll hold some of them. I've always wanted to make these little project pouches, and to have them all together is even better. One thing to say, I have made a dress. I got home last night, Henry went to sleep quite early, and I decided to take some sewing time, and in about an hour I had a new Minetta dress in my lovely floral daisy chain print from Sew Me Sunshine. It's a cotton jersey. It's super, super comfy, and I dressed very, very smart for the first few days of work. And today I just went for comfort. So made it yesterday, on today. Almost feel like my old self. I really want to be my old self. My new life's much better. But yeah. There's a little bit of sewing happening as well, and hopefully a lot more to share with you when we get around to the weekend. But yeah, just wanted to share with you what I got at the festival, or the show, the fair, spelled with a Y-R-E. Very old-fashioned, which you expect in Northern Ireland. But yeah, really, really good fun. Really good time with my friend, and yeah, it was worth going, and I'll definitely go again next year, particularly just to see what Stitch bring, because I'm hoping they'll be back. So until the weekend, take care. I'll chat with you soon. Enjoy the rest of your week, and bye.